Okay, so on our instruction sheets for the hoodie, it has some information about the neckbands, waistbands, and cuffs, and it seems a little confusing. So I'm going to give you a quick demo of how to do it. The way it's done is the same for all of those parts of the hoodie. It's called finding the quarters. So what I'm going to do, I've got my pins, I've got a sleeve, and I've got a cuff piece that I have serged together, right sides together. So I'm all ready to go. So to find the quarters, what I'm going to do is, the first thing I'm going to do is, I've got a seam here which folds one side, and then I'm going to fold it in half, and the one directly across from the seam, I'm going to put a pin in, or the fold directly across from the seam. Then I'm going to line up the seam and that pin I just put in, and the fold that occurs is, I'm going to put another pin in there. I'm going to match that up again, and I'm going to put a pin in this side. So you've noticed I now have essentially divided this into quarters. I've marked 3 of the quarters with pins and 1 with the seam. I'm going to do the same thing with my ribbing piece. Now it wants me to fold the cuff in half, same with the neckband and the waistband. So I'm just going to fold it in half. So I have a shape that looks like this. So the seam, the serge seam, is going to be on the inside of this. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to find the quarters again. So when I fold this in half, over here, across from the seam, I'm going to put a pin. And then I'm going to line up the pin and the seam, and at the 2 folds on either side, I'm going to put a pin. I think custodian's about to interrupt me and be like, hey, why are you here? Okay, I'm going to do the same thing over here. Hi. Good. Just making a video. So you're being recorded on my video, so you can say hi to my fashion kids. Hi. Okay, so I've got my 4 pins in place on my cuff, exact same as I did on my sleeve. And now I'm going to put this over top of my sleeve, and I'm going to line up my seams. And instead of pinning this time, I'm going to clip, because I'm going to be sewing this on the serger. And then I'm going to line up these 2 seams, or these 2 pins. And I'm going to take those out, and I'm going to replace it with a clip. Same thing. And one more. So what I've done now is I have lined up those I've evenly divided the parts of the sleeve, and I've lined up those pins. Now you'll notice here it looks kind of like a flower. It's all weeble wobble. You can stretch this out and put more clips in. But when you go to serge this on, and this is serging in a circle, there's another video about that that's for the PJ pants, but the same idea. You're just going to pull it a little taut while you serge, so it holds nice in place, and then when it's all done, you'll have a beautifully stitched on cuff, neckband, or waistband.